Hi, everyone, and thank you for joining us for our Let's Talk Careers series. Just to let you know, if you're new to watching these, that the purpose of the series is to help people who are thinking of changing careers or entering a new career to talk to somebody in specific occupations and find out firsthand what it's like to be in that occupation, some tips and tricks on and information firsthand from someone in that occupation. I'd like to welcome our guest today, Deanna Lawson-Langford. Thank you, Deanna, for joining us today and being part of this series. It's really nice to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
No problem. So I guess I'll start today just by asking you what you do. What's your occupation?
Absolutely. So I am a life and wellness coach. Started out in the health and wellness field and have pivoted is a little bit of an overused word, I think, but pivoted towards the coaching space. So most of my time now is actually running a life coaching business.
And what does that look like? What does that mean?
Absolutely. So a little bit of sort of precursor. When I was in the fitness industry, so I still am in the fitness industry as well. And so when I would work with folks, helping with fitness goals and whatnot, I felt like there was also a little bit missing, meaning I know there was something else I could do to help. And I think, things were rolling and helpful, and I knew there was something else. So, a couple of different sort of things happened in my personal life that really changed my perspective on things. And I dug into some stress management and how to better deal with stress and whatnot. And that's when I stumbled upon coaching. And coaching is, if you've not experienced it, it's something to experience. And what I mean by that is it's a process of really asking very specific questions that help people kind of discover the answers that they already have within them. And so the process of coaching is one of the amazing things. I launched my business last year and then COVID hit. So that was tricky. And it works remotely. We do most of it either by phone or via Zoom. So coaches were in the Zoom space before 2020. So we had that, a little bit of experience, which was awesome. So what I do sort of day to day is connect with clients one-on-one to help them, support them through whatever life challenges they're having, maybe challenges with their business, relationships, finances, etc. And then I do some group coaching as well. Currently, that, of course, is via Zoom. And one day it will be in person again.
Okay, nice. How long have you been doing this? Like the whole coaching part of it?
Yeah, interestingly, so my coaching business is just a year old. I've been in the health and wellness field for 25 years. Okay. And when I began to do my coach training, what was interesting was I thought, oh my gosh, I've been asking those questions already, right? Like I've been doing a lot of that already. So it was such a great combination, the wellness space and the coaching space. They're a really good fit. Actually, coaching fits with most things, but it fit really well with that.
And your education for this, like, did you go to school for a long time? Like, what did your education part look like?
Yeah, as well. So in my, formal education in university, I went to University of Guelph and studied psychology and then moved into fitness. And so did my fitness certifications through different organizations. So one of them is called CPTN. They have personal training, group fitness certifications. I'm a course conductor for that organization. So if folks have questions about how to get certified as a fitness professional, I'd be happy to chat. And that process then led into the coaching space. So the coaching certification, there are many, and I will caution folks, there are many, how do I say, it's when a business is booming or an industry is booming, unfortunately, sometimes there are folks that might take advantage. So I am seeing some random coaching certification programs pop up. And I encourage people to really dig in and find out more about what that means. They may be great. they may not. So the one that I chose to go with for a number of reasons is called the Certified Coaches Federation. So it's Canadian, based out of Toronto area. And I've done all my coach training through that. So I've done 3 levels now of that. There are 5 possible, and I've gone through 3 of the ones so far.
Okay, that's awesome. And so like in your job, what would you say is something that you really enjoy most about doing this, doing the coaching?
There are many things. So I think one of the things that has always been important to me in my career, and what drew me to fitness originally, was seeing the power of physical activity to help change, our bodies in terms of not like the weight goals, but, the strength and the balance and the power, and seeing how it could positively impact our mental health. And then I got into the, grew in the fitness space. And then the coaching is so similar in terms of how it works to support people to really realize, we've received messages, many folks for all of our lives, like you're not good enough for that, or you can't do that, or you, and then all of a sudden that coaching process begins to unlock to say, you know what, these things are possible. We have put barriers in our way that we put in our way. And, my favorite experience, and I had this week, somebody emailed me and said, wow, those questions you asked in your email, did they ever make me think? And that's my joy, when I just think, yeah, because you know what, they thought about things differently. They were able to say, this is where I sit right now, and these are all the things I think, and I want to move forward in my life. And if that's what I want to do, I've got to look at things a little bit differently. So I think that's my favorite one, when somebody says, oh, I didn't think about it like that. Because I know I've had that experience with my coach, when I say, oh, I never thought of that. And it opens up a whole new world of possibilities. So it's awesome seeing clients move forward and achieve what they're after.
It's life skills that you're giving them as well. It's not just here's some fitness, here's some, basic questions about your life. It's can change your whole life to have,
Yes.
on it. Yeah. Like I do, I hike,
nice.
long hikes when I can, and I don't necessarily do it for my fitness. I mean, obviously that's there, but for me, it's my mental health. That's why I do it. So it's the same thing. It's like it's a same kind of task. You're exercising, but you're doing it for a different purpose. So
absolutely. And one of the tenets of coaching is, it's not counseling. So we're always very clear about that. And what we mean by that is that, excuse me, I don't make suggestions. I don't tell you what to do, even though a lot of people they're like, tell me what to do.
Yeah, tell me.
It is about, and that's why a lot of people come to fitness classes. I get that. So that's different.
I want somebody to order me to do that.
That's right. Yeah. And so, in coaching, that's not what happens, right? Like even I had a call with my own coach last week, and I was struggling with something, and he said, what does your intuition tell you? Meaning you already know the answer. You need somebody to make you go, but that's uncomfortable. That feels kind of yucky, but I have to move through that yucky space to get towards where I want to go. Right. Yeah. So it's awesome. And it's having that cheerleader in your corner that doesn't have an agenda, right? They want nothing more than what you're after to help you get to whatever goals you're after. So
that's awesome. Awesome. And for during the pandemic, I guess you're saying that it's changed a little bit, but you were kind of rolling with it because you're already doing everything virtually. So
so it was a great twofold kind of, it was a great piece that we were already doing a lot this way. And the coaching industry is growing because I always liken it to the personal training industry. So 25 years ago, I was getting involved in personal training as well, and people said to me, why are you becoming a personal trainer? Only rich and famous people can afford that. And now look where we are now. And coaching, I feel like it's the same thing again. People are saying, it's only Oprah that would have a life coach. What are you talking about? And so now we say, no, people are realizing, the value of coaching across the board. And so the industry, the call for coaches is growing as well. So, you know, the organization that I'm connected with, you know, they have their courses, certification courses, you know, offered on a regular basis virtually. And we get lots of folks coming out, which is awesome because everybody's got their niche or their specialty. And there's, you know, clients available for everybody, right?
Yeah.
You got to do the work to get there and put yourself out there and all that stuff. But it's definitely
and you're focusing on the individual. You're not just piling on machines and doing, like machines and behaving like machines. You're dealing with the individual and what their needs are and helping them, you know, come out of their shell and figure out what they want, you know, for their success. So that's awesome.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Really, it's really about what you want. And I know that's one of the questions that I constantly ask. And this is a little bit of a joke in the life coaching industry. We say, you know, we're all the Spice Girls sometimes asking the question of, well, what do you want? Well, what do you really, really want? Well, what do you, and I won't sing for you because that's scary, but what do you really, really want, right? Because that's it. We have this surface goal that looks like something. And oftentimes when we dig, we discover what's under there. And then when that's unleashed, then there's all that motivation to go after it, right? It is digging in, you know, and moving again, as I said, kind of through some of the more challenging things, because, you know, the greatness awaits the other side, on the other side of the challenge, right? It's not the really easy, fluffy stuff that helps us move forward.
Yeah. So if you were to take on a client, what would it look like? How would that happen? Like somebody would contact you and start with a conversation, or what would the process look like for somebody who was thinking about?
Yeah, absolutely. So people can reach out to me through my website, which is deannalangfordcoaching.com, through email, which is deanna@deannalangfordcoaching.com. And I really encourage folks to book a call and we just chat. You know, there is one of the important pieces too is the rapport, right? Not everybody's for everybody. And so you want to make sure you have a connection, because often with coaching, you know, you as the client are sharing things with your coach that maybe you haven't shared with other people. And so you have to have that trust. So it always begins with a conversation. And then, you know, I have like intro packages for folks that are thinking, I'd like to explore, but I'm not sure, you know, up to like a full package that's a year that has ongoing education that actually has included the education to become a coach yourself, if you like. So, so there's a lot of variety, just trying to meet people where they are.
Yeah. And on the other side of it, do you have any advice or tips for somebody who would be thinking about getting into this type of career? What would you suggest for them? You know, if they're brand new, they're just starting, or they're changing from a career, what would you suggest kind of the path for them to take?
Yeah, absolutely. I would invite you or somebody to go ahead and begin to just investigate the different organizations. And I was going to say reach out to people in your area. So that doesn't matter so much anymore with all the virtual, but reach out to maybe coaches in the area that you're looking for help. So if it's a really specific business piece, you would look to a business coach. If it's, you know, relationships and different and whatnot, then you could look to a life coach. And, you know, I actually recently had just shared with the subscription group you know, the top 7 questions or 8 questions to ask when you're hiring a coach. So if people want to pop on my website and send me their email, I can certainly send that to you, because it's very helpful to break down of what are the things that I should know. I should ask them about their certification, their experience, their personal philosophy as a coach. You know, those things are all important. And most importantly, in the conversation, every coach should offer what we call a discovery call. So at no cost to the client should be willing to sit down and chat with you 100%. And then what vibe do you get? Did you sit and have that conversation and they talked about themselves and their services? Or did they ask about you? Like, what are you looking for? What have you tried before? What's worked well? What hasn't worked well? You know, it should be about the client, right? So, yeah, I encourage people to, you know, just start searching and you know, looking for different coaches in the different areas and start chatting with them and finding out. Ask friends and family too, to say, have you had experience with, you know, that's often the word of mouth is important, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Your modern technology and social media and all of the avenues we have, you can get information from anywhere now. It's almost overwhelming how much information we have at our fingertips now.
It's true. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, for sure.
Okay, that's awesome. Is there anything else you wanted to share? Anything else?
I don't think so. I just, to wrap up to say, if folks are struggling with sort of anything where you feel, which many people are, right? Just to say, if you're looking for something different, something new, begin to reach out. If you're looking for a career that is really flexible. So, for example, full transparency, I was in, different clothes in my workout gear not long ago, taking my puppy outside, and then I can come in and connect. I can take a client call. There's so much flexibility. It's very easy. Wherever you have an internet connection or a telephone, you can coach your clients. So, I got to spend some time at a cottage in the summer, and I was able to still connect with clients there, right? So it's a very travelable, is that a word? I don't know, but it's a
word.
Flexible. I'm going to make it a word. Career that is so rewarding because you're really helping folks move forward and move through the different struggles that they have. So, reach out if folks have questions about the industry itself or the career or anything. I would love to chat.
Awesome. Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Deanna. It was lovely talking to you and learning about your career and your path. And thanks for being a guest on our Let's Talk Career Series.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. And for those who keep watching, every week we'll have a new guest and a new career. And let's see what we bring next week. Thanks, everyone. Have a good day. Bye now.